Hi friends, good morning. I welcome you back to my channel. Relieve yourself with Juluku. Today I am bringing to us a surprising topic, what many of us do not imagine that is true, but this is real. It's based on research. Today I will be listing 12 animals that at least stay with longer pregnancy in their lifetime. 12 animals in a row that stays with a longer period of pregnancy, and I'll be starting with number one, but the last one, which we are expecting to be the number one, will definitely be the last one, and that is where um, the shocking thing is coming from. We have so many animals from different kingdoms and species, but then I am putting it in a general terms, and at the end of the day, we'll be able to understand what we believe does not really exist but is right here with us. And the number one of it is the black aphid salamander. This species is actually an aquatic it's an aquatic animal, but it lasts with pregnancy for a very long period of about 2 to 5 years. The highest it can stay with pregnancy is 5 years, but it doesn't go below 2 years to that range of 5 years. You can imagine an animal that stays with pregnancy. Definitely a woman that is a woman has given birth to maybe two children in that range, because some ladies will not give space of 2 years. Highest 1 year they have already given birth to another child, and with this particular animal is still living with the pregnancy it conceived from the first one that the lady has put to bed, and still carry the second one and also delivered. So you can see how funny it is. And the child that the woman has delivered may be even walking, maybe doing things, become a 5-year-old baby, while that particular animal is still carrying the pregnancy. Then number two is shark. Shark in the river. You imagine shark also being among animals that definitely conceive and stay with it for a long period of time. They last with their pregnancy of about 3 years and a half. It doesn't go below this. When a shark conceives, it stays with its pregnant for 3 years and a half before it can deliver. It deliver at that range. It must get to that point, or it doesn't deliver until it reaches that stage of 3.5 years. So imagine a shark also staying with pregnant for a long period more than the humans. It's funny actually, but it is real. It is what is there. God has made it to be part of the nature. Then number three, African elephants. African elephants actually also stay with pregnant for a long period of time, possibly 22 months. They are still living with pregnant. That is about 2 years or 2 years plus. And African elephants are still living with their pregnancy, and they are about to deliver at that period of time. So you can see that elephants also stay with pregnant for long. Based on study, maybe in terms of schools and the rest, elephant has been the animal that people spot out to be one of the white species that stays with pregnancy for a very long period of time. But statistically, you will understand that the aphid, the salamander, is the highest animal that stays with a longer period of pregnancy. So elephants are even on the third. They are on the third position, not even the second, because the shark also stay longer than them. So elephants are falling under the third place of staying with a longer period of pregnancy. Then number four is rhesuros. Rhesuros are also wide species, and when the female ones conceive, they are able to stay for a period of 15 months to 16 months. That is to say that it's staying about 1 year, 3 months, or 4 months before they are able to put to bed. 13, 15 months to 16 months is about 1 year, 3 months, or 1 year, 4 months difference. So you can see how it is. The nature is actually so funny. The nature is so funny that we are talking about creatures that stays with pregnancies for a very long period of time. It's funny. Most people think it's only humans, which is the female, that will stay with pregnancy for 9 months, and a mother will actually be a kind of, I carried you for a whole lot of 9 months. But they forgot to understand there are wide species that stay even times 3 or 4 times of what they pass through. So it's not just a female among the humans that actually suffers with pregnancy. There are wide species that actually goes through this phase, and their own is even beyond humans. Then after rhesuros, which is about 15 to 16 months, it falls under the list of the fourth animal that stays with a longer period of pregnancy. Then I'll be looking at number five, which is the walrus. The walrus, they stays with pregnancy. Their pregnancies also ties with that of the rhesuros. The walrus actually also stay with 15 months to 16 months, which is also the same range with that of rhesuros, which is about 1 year, 3 months, or 1 year, 4 months, thereabouts. At this stage, they are able to deliver, they are able to put to bed, and it's funny, but that is what is on ground. That is just the basic study of them, and that is what they pass through. That is what it's meant to be. It has been there for a long time, and it cannot be changed. So when we imagine our own personal life, we should also imagine things we think they do not actually happen. So now I want us to look at the next on the list, which is number 6. Number 6 is talking about the animal that we regard as the tallest. The tallest animals, as we think, we call giraffes because of their long neck, though they are actually endangered based on our own location here in Nigeria. It's very difficult to talk about giraffe while seeing them physically. They are actually scarce except to reserve areas. Maybe either is if there is any at all. They are endangered in some areas. So giraffes now falls under the 60th position. They stay with pregnancy about 14 months to 15 months. 14 months to 15 months, giraffes are still having their pregnancy and expecting to put to bed. They are there on the 60th position. Then we have another one, which is number 7, the manatee. The manatee, they actually stay with their pregnancy of about 12 to 13 months. 12 to 13 months, that is 1 year, and possibly an addition of 3 years and 3 months on it. Possibly an addition of 3 months on it. So these are the sequence of the animals that will definitely stay with their pregnancy period for a longer period of time. Then I'm now looking about the camel. Camel is now the next on the list, which is the number 9. Number 9 is the camel. These are the animals we don't even think about them, but in terms of this particular research, they are important. The camel stays with her period of about 12 to 14 months. 12 to 14 months they are able to put to bed. More than a year, like about 5 months or thereabouts, on top of a woman that is carrying a pregnancy. So they can stay longer than humans. Now we are looking at tapir. tapir tapir stay with 13 months. They exceed 3 months ahead of the humans that are possibly to put to bed. When they carry their pregnancy, they stay for 1 year plus a month, then they are able to deliver their babies. Now number 10, we are looking at the velvet worm. This one is a worm. They are actually found maybe under the soil, but when they conceive, they stay about 12 months to 15 months. They will stay about 12 to 15 months before they will be able to put to bed. Once the time has not got to that 12 and possibly an addition of 3 months, they will not be able to deliver. So you can see that they also stay with pregnancy longer than the humans. So it's a creation that has been there, has been created, and these creatures are actually so funny to talk about them in different ways. Possibly maybe after talking about their period of pregnancy, I shall be taking time in my next videos to go through their personal lives individually, maybe per one. Then I'll be able to explain better about them. I actually study wildlife, and I love to talk about the wild animals as well. They are concerned because they have life. Then I'll be looking at the number 11. Number 11 now is the donkey. We have a donkey we actually go for only 12 months. That is a whole year, but still they exceed that range of the humans. So they stay 12 months. After the 12 months, they are able to put to bed. Now the last one, but the funniest of it, is the dolphins. They are also part of shark, but it's a different kind of shark. It has difference. In the white man land, they are actually using dolphins for sports. They train them, they grow them themselves, so they become friends with humans, and so they are familiar. They're just like, also we can say they are also domesticated animal, but at this point they are using them to sport, possibly in the water environment. But here, possibly when a fisherman or woman sees them, definitely they are able to derive a means to catch it and make it part of meat. And then that is why we no longer have this particular species in our places here. But the dolphins now, they are on the list, and they are closing the list. But it's funny because no one has ever thought of them in this way. They actually stay with about 10 to 12 months. They don't exceed the range of a year. They are able to put to bed. So at the end of this particular presentation, I am certain that what you have not learned, even when you were in school, and definitely you may come across it in this particular video. It's very important. I think there are things we actually don't look at. So my channel is actually going to feature on those particular things that people have actually neglected, things that we think they are not important, but they are important because as I am talking to you, even though you watch and you did not get the information, there is someone definitely who has been maybe his mind has been thinking about something like this, but they have not gotten the time, the opportunity to go for the research. If possible, maybe one of these 12 that I have mentioned down here. And the reason why all of these animals are not that rampant is because their period of giving birth is long. It's not like human beings that will carry babies in their womb for 9 months. Some will even deliver at the range of 7 months and then delivered. They're expecting just 1 year to pass by and they have conceived already and ready to pass. And that is why you can see human beings, we are much in numbers, very, very much in numbers compared to some of those white animals, white creatures. They are not given the opportunity to deliver much. Imagine the black aphid salamander that stays with pregnancy for about 2 to 5 years, something that stays for 5 good years with pregnancy. That is to tell us that it may take it about a black aphid salamander. It's assumed that it can have about 12 years to have two births given. Imagine. So how do you think this kind of creatures will be much in number? They are actually scarce, maybe not because of they are being threatened, but maybe because of their birth rate is very, very low, very, very low. So the last I want to talk about is the human beings, and particularly the female. They are the ones that conceive and they give birth to children. Now, a mother will be telling you that I have carried you for about 9 months in my womb, and they forgot that there are other people, and certainly not people, there are other creatures that if they were given the opportunity to speak, to talk, they will say, look at this woman. You are talking about only 9 months, and the black aphid salamander will not tell a woman that what are you talking about? You are mentioning about just 9 months when I am passing through a pregnancy period of 5 years, just struggling to have one birth. And in that period, a woman may have delivered about 2 times and she's still ready for to conceive. So you can see that life is actually so funny. As you are watching me, please like my videos, comment below for your questions and for encouragement, maybe where they are not supposed to go. Then I'm ready. I'm welcoming everything from you. Most of all, I also encourage you to subscribe to my channel below as you watch. Thank you, and I am set and ready to bring more of these unimaginable